Hello, today we're going to work with the Berkshire 4-coil kit. The 4-coil kit is used to put an extra pair of coils onto a coil spring trap. This is the kit number 1. It's extra heavy duty. It has very powerful springs. It consists of a pair of springs and a new spring pin and 2 push-on nuts. The original spring pin that's in most traps is shorter than this one, and you need the longer spring pin in order to put the extra pair of springs on the other side. The important thing, and we're going to put this kit today on a Duke number 1.5 trap. The important thing is the width of the spring pin. And the width on the spring pin on this Duke, it looks like it's about 2 1/8 inches. And on the kit it's like 2 3/8, so it's a little bit wider, but I think we can be able to squeeze it on. And when people ask or want to know what size of trap that'll fit on, it all depends upon the width of the spring pin. Okay, the tools you need is a spring remover, and if you don't have that, you could use a screwdriver. You can get a screwdriver behind the spring there, and you want to get your hand out of the way because when it comes off it'll pop out and it can get you. Or you can use a coil spring remover, and that just basically fits over the end of the spring. And we'll do that here. And when we find the end of the spring, it's much safer and easier to use. Some people will remove the pan from the trap because it just gets in the way in this process. We're not going to do that. We're just going to slip out the old spring pin and take the new spring pin, which is too wide. So we're going to squeeze it together a little bit and sort of thread it back in. This trap is really waxed up nice. I think that'll help us out. Okay. Here we got that. All right. Now we got to line it up with both sides. All right. We got that. You don't need to have a vise, but it really will help. And in fact, right here it's kind of hitting on the vise, so I'm just going to tap it on by. So maybe we could add a hammer to the other tools that are needed. Okay. Now we need to reattach the springs to the levers, and this part you can either do by hand, but this spring tool makes it a lot easier. Okay, there's a groove that the original spring pin came out of, and so we slip this one in there, and now the new spring pins, there's a left and a right hand side. We get that straight, we can slip on our 4-coil springs. Okay. These springs are probably a little longer than they need to be. Okay, so the mission is complete, and then we've got these push-on nuts. They're just pushed on the end there. And they are kind of difficult to push on by hand. You can also use your spring installation tool to push them on a little better. We're finished. Our trap is now 4-coiled. It's very, very strong at this point. You may want to take a cable cutter and clip the extra length off of those for certain kind of traps. This has been Rodent Man. Appreciate you watching. Thank you.